Well, hey everybody, welcome back to RC Mechanic Garage. Today what we're going to do is we're going to work on the Arrma Kraton, and what we're going to do is we're going to put a wheelie bar on it. Don't know why it didn't come with it. I mean, really, it needs it. And we're going to go ahead and put a new axle carriers in. And what I mean by that is that the axle carriers that came with it are plastic, and I actually, my first run with it, I managed to pop it out of the ball in the front, running into myself. So anyway, we're going to fix that problem. We're going to go ahead and put the hot racing ones in. So why hot racing? Well, that's kind of like my go-to. I mean, the price is really decent, and they're really good. So let's go ahead and let's see. Maybe start on that wheelie bar first. So let's go and get to it. So I guess the first thing we need to do is take this wing off, and that looks like it's just 2 screws right here. Let's see if I have the driver sitting here by chance. Maybe. Oh, maybe. All right. Okay, wing is off. It looks like, what else do I have going on? Oh, so there's screws on each side. I don't know how this works. Okay, how does this work? It's my thought that it sat up here like this. That was my thought. Maybe I was thinking wrong. Don't know. Alright, so there's 2 screws on the side. Guess we'll take that bracket off. See what happens. Wonder if that's separate? I don't know. What is it anyway? Is it separate? Anybody know? Let me know. Leave a comment. I'm going to find out in a moment anyway. But, you know. Oh, nope, it is separate. Okay. That's good. Alright, because otherwise it would be way too wide. Alright. To this side, the wing thing bracket is off. So what happens now? Well, that's a good question. I don't know. There are instructions for this. I don't know if I should read them or not. It might confuse me, because, you know, RC stuff just don't come with instructions. Okay, so I guess it's supposed to sit up here. Supposed to sit up here, kind of like this. Except these things would be back in there. All right, what else we got? Oh well, looks like we got screws and stuff. Alright. Probably need to be longer because it's so dang thick. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. Alright, so now I forget. Was there a left and a right? Maybe. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Now that is sneaky. We got this really long screw right here. I guess goes right in here. Believe it or not, I found out later that Horizon Hobby actually makes one of these, and it's like $11. And I paid like $35 for this. So that's what I meant when I said I probably paid way too much for it. Alright, so let's get these brackets on up here. And then, once you know it, it's a different size. Do I have that size? Maybe I do. 2.5? Oh yeah. I believe once I get these bolts in, it's a matter of just putting that wing back on. I believe. Alright, let's put this one on. Alright, let me get these screws tightened up. Put these screws back in, and then we can move on to the upgrade part of this video. Alright, I will say that this thing does look pretty sharp on here. Hopefully it was worth the $35 I spent. Hopefully it, you know, holds up better. That'll definitely save the wing, because it'll hit there instead of right here. These are supposed to be ball bearing up in here, and they are pretty dang. This thing is pretty stout. I mean, I see this bracket right here will most likely break first. But you know what? That does not need to be aluminum, because it should flex. Okay? If we give it too much rigidity, it'll break out everything else. So this is what I learned from the Emacs. You know, you just kind of, you know, learn as you go. But that looks pretty dang good, I think. It goes along. Hey, the color matches the shocks. Neat. All right. Next, I'm going to take these wheels off, and then we're going to dig into those axle carriers. So as far as the axle carriers go, I see them being pretty much straightforward, except for one thing I've noticed is that there's a pin right at the top here. Looks like it's pressed in. There's no screw. It's like just pressed in, and looks like the wheel itself is what holds that center. Okay, so other than that, we got one bolt here on the rear. So we're going to do the rear first, because, you know, why not screw up the rear when instead of screwing up the front, right? So I'm going to take these off, and then we'll see what we have to do to get these pins out. Alright, so knocking this pin out right here is pretty easy. I just took one of these punches I have for my guns. This one here is 3/32. It's just a little bit smaller than the pin right here, right? And it knocked out pretty darn easy. Like I said, the hex on the wheel basically keeps it there, and it's hardened steel, so you know that makes it even stronger. One thing I did find is that the size of the original is thicker right here than the upgrade. Looking at about 24 millimeter, and this one is at about 22. So if you're new to the hobby and you have not bought one of these yet, go ahead and get a screw set. They come with like all kinds of stuff, and one of the things it comes with is this washer right here, and well, it comes with a lot of them. So if you put that there and measure this, we're about 1 millimeter away. Alright, so in my opinion, what does not need to happen is too much slop back and forth. Now there's already 2 plastic washers right here. Here's the 2 of them that are on the rear, and yeah, just make sure you put those back in, because if you have too much slop back and forth, I mean, that's going to cause a problem, right? At least I think so. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock out the other hex and get this installed, and I'll show you what it looks like. So basically with that pin knocked out, you just kind of like pull this apart, push this out like that, take the new one, shove it in, and line up the hole. And go ahead and just ram that pin back in, and then we're good to go. Alright, we're going to have to do the same for the front. But this looks like it makes it a whole lot simpler to show y'all what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in and get that reinstalled. Alright, so you see the slop right here, or freedom of play, is pretty minimized when I put this metal washer right here in, if you can see it. Alright, so all I need to do now is put this nut on. The axle is basically dummy proof. It only one side fits. I mean, you got a small side and a big side. Small side goes up here, right? And the big side goes right there. The tolerances on this part is pretty darn tight, which is okay. I mean, it can be fine. It can be tight. Oh, come on. But you got to get it just right, otherwise it won't go. I'm trying to keep the bolts all running in the same direction, because that's me and my OCD. I don't think I have it, but you know, maybe to a point. Once I get all that lined up, then it goes right in, like that. Alright, so go ahead and tighten this up, and we'll move on to the front. Well, that's a good thing I broke off the big Allen wrenches. Been a while, gotta tell you that. Okay, so I already did the other side on the front. Just have this side to do. And the thing about this is that it's very similar to the Emax, but not the same. Okay. We'll just take these here out. I already took the linkage off for the steering. Alright, so as you can see, everything's loose now. I can even pop these shims out that are right here. These are the stock ones. Here are the hot racing ones. They're a lot different. They're integrated into the cap. So let's hope they work better. Even though I haven't had any issues with this really, the only issue I had was I crashed into myself and it popped that side over there out of the socket. So that's what we're trying to eliminate, is that happening. The top one is usually not very tight because that's your adjustment. There's an actual shim right here. You can actually pull it out. That's a shim. That goes in the top. Now, I do realize that there's a lot of you out there who already have this truck or had the Outcast and may have done this already, and One thing I can say is that even when it did pop out of the socket, I did not need any parts. Okay, I'm just doing this to eliminate the possibility of needing some. Alright, this bottom one, it's a tight one. Oh my god. Yes, it is. Oh. Yep. You don't want that one coming out, that's for sure. It's slowly but surely getting easier, but dang it. It's tight. And the top and the bottom are the same. And as you can see, I have all that much more to go. We got that out, and since I didn't show you on the other three, I will show you how these pins come out on this one. So it's actually pretty easy. I mean, just kind of like, let's see if I can do this without hitting the camera. Let's see if I can not lose this one. I've gotten lucky on 3. There we go. It is out. And on the others, I just I took it out of the vise to do this, but just for you, just like that. Okay, then that comes out of that, just like that. All right, we'll go grab the new one. So the new one, it does not matter what direction it goes, because you're gonna flip it to whatever you need it to be, and it just goes in like that, right? And then this goes in like that. I'll just put this back in the vise. Grab this pin, which actually goes in pretty easy at first. It's just the center part that is the issue. That goes in tight. Just slightly tap it. I mean, you'll know if it's not going to go right away, right? Take that ball peen part. Flatten her out. And that's done. Now it's a matter of reassembly. So we're back to the truck. And as you can see, there's one side that is out more this way than this one. That goes on top. Okay? So, unlike the rear, there's only one way it can go on, because the CVD is connected in here. Alright? I'm going to go ahead and just put this in. I hope it goes back in a lot easier than it came out, I tell you that. You know it's right, because here's the steering linkage and here's the arm. Oh my God. You know, nope, it's going in just as hard as it came out. Maybe a little easier, I don't know. I mean, really. Just make sure this axle is in place. See, it fell out already. Make sure the axle's in place. Just Took this bad boy back up in there and tighten her up. Double check yourself. Right there. You know, right up there. Make sure it's still in there. You really don't have to put the shim back in until you're getting close, which is right about now. Alright. Put the shim right there. That's really close to being right there. Alright, that's that and that. Okay, so now the adjustment on these are not the same, but similar to the Emacs. Okay, so we'll just take this really big wrench that I haven't used in forever. Actually, I've never used it before. The first time I used it was on this truck. And see if we can not cross thread it. Getting it started can be an issue. Once you get it started, it's good. Okay? There's no ring right there. It kind of helps as like a thread locker, because you don't want to back out. Just going to go all the way down, back like, I don't know, quarter turn, just so it's free. Okay? We're going to do the same with the bottom, back it off quarter turn. Thereabouts. Alright, then we go ahead and hook up the stereo linkage and we're good to go. Well, when it comes to making changes, one thing I do not do is make them on a whim. Right? So, when the ball popped out of this one, right here, when I went to put it back together, this plastic versus aluminum kept wanting to cross thread on me, and I didn't like that. Okay? Aluminum on aluminum did not want to do that. So, that's already a plus, I think. So, what do you say we throw some wheels on this thing and see if we can break it? Let's go. Oh, putting this thing at 100% is like crap. Oh my god. This thing is crazy. Can't believe I was so dumb that I didn't have this thing at 100% from the beginning. But I guess I did. Alright. Wheel stand all the way. Alright. Sure glad I put that wheelie bar on. I would hate to think what the Outcast would be like. This thing is nuts. I'm really happy with the Hot Racing knuckles that I bought for this. You know, you can't see like most of it, but it's alright. I am really happy, especially with this wheelie bar that I put up in here. I'm not sure what other upgrades I would do to this. I'm trying to tone it down just a bit. Tone it down. I'm not going to go crazy like I did with the, you know, Emax, right? It'll do a wheelie stand almost completely across the pasture, right? So, until the batteries started going dead, I mean, this thing was like massively crazy. So if there's anything that you would do that in your experience that you would upgrade on this truck, please let me know. Leave a comment. Compared to the Emax, this thing is like, you know, I call it bulletproof, you know. So if you have any comments on this, let me know. If you have any suggestions, let me know. This is RC Mechanic Garage, and I guess we'll end it here since my batteries went dead. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.